Don't forget to subscribe for more. What happened next at Spin A Yarn Steakhouse? Spin A Yarn Steakhouse retained its popular prime rib, which continued to attract customers, and the staff started working together more effectively. Some regulars were not fond of Gorden Ramsay's menu changes, prompting the restaurant to reinstate a few customer favorites. In May 2012, the restaurant hired a new head chef. Reviews immediately after filming were more negative, but Yelp reviews later became mixed, leaning positive, especially in 2019, while TripAdvisor reviews were mostly positive. For visiting information, see the restaurant's website. Spin A Yarn Steakhouse was aired on February 10, 2012. The episode was filmed in October 2011, and is Kitchen Nightmares Season 5, Episode 11. What can I say? Yes and yes again. I have been very lucky lately. Get the ribeye again. You will be happy you did. I've been getting good service lately. I'm truly lucky. The waiter was helpful, and he was right on the money with the ribeye. I don't eat big cuts usually. But this time, I splurged and I'm in love. Marbled and very juicy, the veggies are crisp and fresh. I will be back. Although I've lived a large part of my life in Fremont, I've never been to Spin A Yarn restaurant until yesterday. Even with a big sign, it's somehow easy to miss. Regardless, they have a private parking lot that is quite spacious. Even on a busy Wednesday evening, I was able to find parking easily. The restaurant is very cute. It has that classic, low-key, homey feel to it. It's a little dark and chill, which is what I like. They were very busy last night, but we were seated immediately. A nice table for two that was just the right size near the firewall area. Our server was very nice, attentive, fast and informative. She was able to answer all of our questions without any hesitation. She really knew her menu. The food was magnificent. I ordered the eggplant parmesan, which comes with a side of mashed potatoes and veggies. It was a good portion size and filled me up without feeling heavy. The bread brought to the table when first seated was to die for. We had a couple of glasses of wine that we thoroughly enjoyed. The server comes back and refills your glass from a separate, smaller glass on the table. That was pretty cool. Overall, I had a great experience here. The service was good. The food was good. The Christmas decorations were excellent. They had the Warriors game playing at the bar, making it easy to peek every now and then to see how the game is going. Just a good time in general. I plan to be back soon and often. It's crazy that I've watched this restaurant on Kitchen Nightmares, Gorden Ramsay's show, but haven't gotten to try it until now. TLDR equals the food is okay. Service/ambience is great though. Location/restaurant. It's on the curve of Warm Springs Boulevard and the sign for the store is humongous, so you cannot miss it. They have a large parking lot, so parking shouldn't be an issue as well. The restaurant itself was decorated very nicely for the holiday season and it was very lively inside. Lots of people at the bar enjoying themselves and everyone smiling and having a good time. I think there is definitely good vibes there if you choose to eat inside. Even though I was doing a to-go order, I thought everyone was very friendly, and they made the process of picking up pleasant. Food. As the TLDR stated, the food is just alright. You can get variations of the same food at other restaurants that taste so much better. E.g., House of Prime Rib has WAYY better prime rib than here. We ordered the following. 1. Appetizers crab cake. 2. Appetizer calamari. 3. Entree lamb shank. 4. Entree prime rib market price. 5. Sides mac and cheese. 6. Sides garlic fries. The only thing I would order again here from all of the above is the crab cake. Even though you only get one crab cake for $18, their Old Bay mayo sauce for it, and the actual crab cake itself was delicious. The rest, again, just tasted normal. The flavors were all there for each dish, but there was nothing special about them and felt like it could have blended in at any other restaurant, which is not great. You won't be disappointed by the food itself, but nothing really stood out. The restaurant also tacks on a 4% state surcharge on your bill to keep up with the high COL. If you aren't a big fan of these extra charges, just giving you a heads up about it now. Conclusion. Although I would love to give it a 5-star review for a local Fremont restaurant, I really think you can find better food elsewhere. If you are here for the good vibes and great service, I think this is a great place to go. This place is a gem. I've been here a few times with friends and always have a blast. The atmosphere is super fun and positive, the staff is warm and friendly, and the food is delicious. You have to try their pasta. The mushroom pasta is especially amazing. And don't even get me started on the desserts. The tiramisu and cheesecake are both to die for. Honestly, you'll leave with a happy heart and a full belly. They also have live music on weekends and host special events like Christmas and New Year's Eve parties, so be sure to check it out. Highly recommend. Walked in not sure of what to expect on a Saturday night. All the reviews were good. Would we be underdressed? We saw ladies with dresses and men with shirt and ties. I'm guessing there was a special event happening. Aside from that, there were people outside. When we left, we saw a bride in her wedding dress. Looks like a place for regulars and loyal customers. We were greeted by what may have been the manager or owner, and quickly seated in one of the big cream-colored high-back booths. From then on it was bam bam boom. Drinks, food and everything else you would imagine for a top-notch dining experience. Perusing the reviews, I saw pics of a server everyone had commented about named Keith. It was great when he walked up to our table. I wanted to say to him, "Did you know you were like Yelp famous?" There was not one moment when the flow of things was out of sync. Everything we ordered came out rather quickly. All our selections were good. Bread and butter plus they gladly brought more when we got our food. The best iced tea that never went without a refill. Caesar salad was perfect. They split it for us. Rigatoni was average for sauce flavor. Scalloped potatoes were nice. Surf and turf was plentiful and cooked to order. They included steak sauce and butter for the prawns that looked like small lobster tails. Dessert was great as well. Tiramisu and cheesecake. Plus coffee. At this point we were so stuffed. Boxed up half of my dinner plate to take home. While dining was quiet and private, it hit a point when music and live singing began. We enjoyed the eclectic variety of eras from Elvis to Santana and lots of other iconic music. It was a pleasant atmosphere for dinner, and needless to say Keith was excellent. Service from a pro. We need more of this in the restaurant industry. The attention to details and bar he sets is high. Will we return? Yes. We recently held a birthday party for my grandfather at Spin A Yarn, and it was an experience I wouldn't wish on anyone. The issues began with the food, which was utterly subpar, certainly not worth the $52 per person we were initially quoted. However, things went from bad to worse when we received the final bill. We were charged $57 per person because we took leftover food home. Mind you, no one told us we couldn't take leftovers, and the waiter even provided us with to-go boxes. To make matters even more appalling, we were charged for 4 additional guests who weren't even there. This kind of deceptive and nickel-and-diming behavior is shameful and insulting. It's no wonder this restaurant had to call in Gorden Ramsey to save it. Without his intervention, Spin A Yarn would have closed its doors years ago. Clearly, whatever lessons they learned during their kitchen nightmares stint have long since been forgotten. To top it all off, the roof was leaking during the event, adding a literal dampener to what was supposed to be a celebratory occasion. For a venue that touts itself as an upscale establishment, this was downright embarrassing. Spin A Yarn may have been able to mask its flaws for TV, but the reality is far from the image they portray. I would strongly advise anyone considering this place for an event, or even just a meal, to think twice. There are far better restaurants in the area where you'll actually get what you pay for without being subjected to dishonesty and poor service. Great service. September 2024. Friends. Was in for a work trip and met a dear local friend here for dinner. We picked, due to location and reviews. We had a 6 p. res on a Thursday, and it was not too busy, which was nice for us, and doing a ton of catch-up. We had a lovely booth and received 5-star friendly service from Keith. We ordered the Spin A Yarn, prawns, prime rib dinner, mushroom pasta and coconut cream pie. The food was good/solid. They give you French bread, plenty of it. I will say the prawns did not seem like prawns given size, taste and texture, but the sauce was good. The coconut cream pie was fantastic. Life is short, so read this review and save some of yours. My family and I went here for dinner, and it was a disastrous experience. The seafood was old, prime rib bland and overcooked, and then the owner came out and verbally berated and shouted at us for sending back a prime rib for being overcooked. The venue has multiple repeat health code violations. If you can go anywhere else for a meal, please do so. You'll be saving yourself money as well as grief. We ordered Rockefeller oysters and prime ribs, medium rare. The oysters were hit or miss, some were clearly old, and had a foul smell. When we queried the server, they stated they were fresh. We explained that some of these are clearly expired. The response was a shrug and, "They are fresh." When the prime rib was served, it was medium well done, rubbery, bland, and lacking marbling. We flagged down our server and asked to send it back as it wasn't cooked to our requested doneness. They said it's medium rare, but they can take it back if we would like. They quickly brought out a new slice, but it was more of the same, medium well done. We didn't feel like we were getting anywhere and stated we would just keep this slice and thank the server. Only a few moments later did an individual come bursting out of the kitchen shouting and swearing at us. It turned out to be the owner. We politely tried to explain that the slice was not cooked to our liking, but he immediately continued to escalate the situation, stating that what we had was medium rare. We were idiots, and we knew nothing about food. We told him we simply wanted to enjoy our meal, but he continued to yell at us and enter our personal space at the table. At one point he briefly left, and then came back to yell at us and to pay our bill, leave, and to not return. I can't imagine what would cause an owner to immediately verbally assault a customer for politely requesting their food be properly cooked, but it happened here. If this is how customers are treated, imagine how the staff are treated once the doors are closed. I just wish I had watched Gorden Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, S4E13, which featured this restaurant, prior to deciding to eat here. In the show, the restaurant had expired oysters, moldy food and meat, and served cold and improperly cooked prime rib. GR redid their logo and designed a new menu, but it is clear that after the show the changes to the quality did not remain. Case in point, just look at the continued multiple health code violations or repeat reviews on Yelp and elsewhere which notate the poor quality of the prime rib. Ironically, in that GRKN episode some of the customers' prime rib came out undercooked, e.g. ordered medium rare and it came out bloody rare. And even GR himself noted the seafood was old or canned and the beef was rubbery. For $65 at House of Prime Rib, SF, you get a world-class meal. For $55 here, you are verbally assaulted by the owner after being served expired oysters and ill-prepared prime rib. Stay safe, life is too short for this. Wonderful meal. The service was welcoming, and the food was delicious. It began with a fresh house salad made with a variety of greens, apples, walnuts and blue cheese crumbles. I had the seafood linguine made with a variety of fresh fish, clams, mussels and large prawns. I chose the white sauce and it was creamy and tasted great. I will be sure to return on my next visit. Let me confess, I am a steak snob. But when you go to a prime steakhouse there are some expectations. Like flawless service and exquisite steaks. We received neither. It started off bad when we could hear every conversation at the nearby tables, but we could not hear the waiter describing the night's special. When I received my filet mignon I was shocked to see this prime steak served with a side of steak sauce. They did not have enough confidence in their prime steak to serve it with steak sauce. I would try someplace else. Now subscribe and check out some of my other videos.